My dear friends, I need a favor from you. First of all, you yourself put in some coins in the pushka. Unfortunately, where I am right now, I do not have a pushka here. I will dedicate some tzedakah, but I don't have a tzedakah bag. So please put some in for me too. This week, Shabbos HaChodesh, the Shabbos that we are preceding the new month of Nisan, Shabbos Mevorchim Nisan, the Shabbos of Nisan, month of Nisan, the month of miracles, and it's also Shabbos Parshas Shmini, which is the 8th day of Miluim, of the inauguration of the Mishkan. And the conversation, the topics of the last few weeks is all about sacrifices. Korbanos, the korbanos that we brought on the Beis Hamikdash, the Mishkan, and the altar. There's all kinds of korbanos. Unfortunately, the Jewish community throughout history has brought many korbanos. Talking about the Eretz Yisroel today, there's constantly new korbanos, new offerings, new sacrifices. Now, we don't understand God's ways. Pasuk says, my thought process is not the way your thought process is. You see the just subjective, the immediate picture. God says the broader picture. And it's not for us to understand the whys. But what we could glean, if I could say so, about certain effects, results of korbanos. Now, korban is a holy thing. No question about it, as the Rambam says, that if a person loses his life or her life simply for the fact of being Jewish, sacrificing it for somebody else, is Kodesh Kedoshim, is the holiest level. Just like the korbanos, just like the offerings in the Beis Hamikdash. But as I just said, in addition to themselves having attained the highest level of Kedusha, of holiness, holiness meaning connection, closeness to God. Occasionally we hear a story that tells you what an impact. So a story that I read, actually, from Reb Shabtai Slavatitsky, and he writes the following story. In one of the concentration camps during the Holocaust, an individual by Rabbi Yosef Shapiro somehow was successful in smuggling a little pair of Tefilin into the camp, into his barrack. And every day he would somehow find a moment to quickly put on the Tefillin and then take them off, say Shema, whatever it was, because he realized that if he would be caught by the Nazi Yemach Shemo, that would be not a pleasant experience. And this was going on for a long time, that he was able to do so, and apparently was even able to help a few people who were very eager to put on tefillin. Unfortunately, day came when he was caught. And he got a beating which barely left him alive. And then this Nazi Yemach Shemo tells him, tomorrow you will have a public beating till you die. But I'm willing to let you live on one condition. You take those tefillin, throw it on the floor, step on it, and then you throw it into the fire. And this way I will spare your life. Rabbi Yosef Shapiro got up, said, no way. Absolutely not. Out of the question that I will desecrate the tefillin. The next day, true to his word, and you can trust these German Nazis, Mach Shema, when they say they're gonna beat you. Beat him till he felt that he's losing his life. And at that moment he took strength and he got up and he said, if anyone will survive, and certainly someone will survive, please share that story, how a Jew was not gonna desecrate tefillin and he was willing to give his life away. And on those words, he passed out. Years later, a Shabbaton, group of students in France. Students who at that time were quite distant, unfortunately, from Torah mitzvahs. The speaker shared that story. They were so impressed that all of them stood up and they wanted to put on tefillin. They said, we can't, it's Shabbos. But if you want, tomorrow morning, come. Hundreds of students, many of them who have never put on tefillin, lined up and put on tefillin. So not only was he a martyr, not only is he a Kaddish, but he brought so much more Kedusha into this world. But Eibishter, we have enough Kedushim. Time for you ready to bring is the Beis HaMikdash, and that would be wonderful to spend this new Shabbos in the Beis HaMikdash with Mashiach.